Welcome back to Real Health. If you've just tuned in, don't worry, we've got so much in store for you. Our next guests are cancer survivors, and now they're doing everything that they can to make sure that you and I can live healthier lives by getting to know our DNA. So in studio we have homeopathic doctor, Dr. Heidi van Lochenberg, and her business partner in Join Circles, Margaret Gander. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. It's so exciting to talk about DNA testing because we've heard numerous guests from the first season of Real Health make mention of nutrigenomics and, getting your genes tested so you could see what actually works for you. But it sounds so crazy for people. So we're going to set the tone for them today. But first of all, we have to find out about your stories because they really are interesting, and why you got into Join Circles and DNA testing. I don't know who wants to take it first. We're going to give it to you, Marks.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, it's great to be here, and hopefully we can answer all those questions.
Yes.
Heidi and I have been best friends since we were 8 years old.
Wow.
And we went to the same schools together. We went to university together. We lived in a flat during our student days. And we even had our kids around about the same time. And in our 30s, we were both diagnosed with an estrogen-positive cancer.
Wow.
So Heidi was 35, and she had breast cancer, and I was 36. And after we'd finished our traditional treatment, we both had very small children, and we decided we need to look a little bit deeper. We need to find out why we got estrogen-positive cancer. We have no family history of cancer. And it was at that point that both of us found functional medicine.
Yeah.
And for my birthday, Heidi bought me a DNA kit. It was one of the first. It was about 7 years ago. And at the time, I thought, what kind of a gift is this?
Yeah, seriously, who buys a DNA kit?
Anyway, and but it actually turned out to be the best gift because it empowered me.
Yeah.
It gave me access to my own medical data. It answered quite a few questions that were missing. And, at the time, you can imagine, I was only 36. I'd had a full hysterectomy, and I felt quite sorry for myself.
I'm sure.
And I always used to say to Heidi, I really feel like my body's let me down.
Yeah.
Getting cancer so young and having such small children. And when I saw my DNA results, I actually realized that my choices throughout my life had actually let my DNA down. And so it was at that point that we felt that we needed to merge functional medicine. Both of us have backgrounds in medicine, and we decided let's merge functional medicine with this new science and give people access to their own medical data. And that was the birth of Join Circles.
Amazing. Heidi, when someone says they're going to test their DNA, what are they testing?
Well, we have two different types of tests.
Yes.
We have nutrigenomic tests and pharmacogenomic tests.
Okay.
And the nutrigenomic tests how you metabolize your nutrition and a few other things.
Yeah.
And pharmacogenomic tests are looking at how you would metabolize medication, pain, psych, and cardiac. And so the nutrigenomic tests are looking for key pathways involved in processes that are almost subclinical before you would get a big chronic lifestyle-related disease.
Okay.
So,
just bringing that into focus with what you went through, because you were quite healthy when you were diagnosed.
So we thought.
You thought. You were eating predominantly vegan, raw vegan,
the healthiest diet in the world,
how is it possible that someone that's so healthy would have developed a cancer like this? Because yet that's the type of diet that we say to people they should employ when they've got a cancer. But if your DNA and what you're eating doesn't match up, then it's to no avail, right?
Exactly, and so the tests really help you to personalize your protocol.
Yes.
And we see 3 key circles around your DNA: nutrition, environment, and lifestyle.
Okay.
And we equally weight them. They're equally important. And what we had negated was all of our choices from probably our teens right through our 20s, and our 20s were the most toxic decade of our lives. And it was, in our nutrition, we ate a lot of junk food, we drank a lot of alcohol, we lived a student life, we ate cheap food, we didn't supplement, we did no exercise, we were incredibly stressed, we spent lots of time in smoky nightclubs, we tried smoking, and by the time we sort of hit our 30s, we were now ready to have babies, we cleaned up everything, and on the outside we appeared super healthy.
Yes.
But actually, our detoxification systems were very burdened.
And we had we didn't have that information. We didn't know what our predispositions were. We didn't know where we had high penetrance or high variations on certain genes. So we were making choices in the dark. And I think that that's what the DNA testing really offers people. It takes the guesswork out of a lot of health choices. And I think that's, we have the health shop, as you know, but we've always felt, let's push it. Let's go the next generation where people can be empowered and equipped with personalized information from their DNA and their biochemistry. And then they can go back and say, well, this is the choices I need to make for my nutrition, my supplementation, my exercise, my environment. So I think that's what's the real message here is taking the guesswork out of your choices.
Yeah. You offer DNA sport, DNA health, DNA estrogen diet.
Yes.
Just chat to us briefly about the various tests.
Well, we would always recommend that if you can, try and use the DNA health test as a foundation. And then to add, depending on your needs, the various tests.
Okay.
When I sit with someone after their results, it's so useful to sit with as much information as possible.
Yes.
And sometimes somebody will only buy 2 tests, and then I always wish, can I see how they detox estrogen, or what should they be eating? So we always advise that you try and bundle together as many tests as you can afford, and the more you bundle together, the better the price becomes. And we have a payment plan where you can pay the test off over 3 months. But the foundation test, the health test, you're looking at key lifestyle-related areas like cholesterol metabolism, and also what you're eating. Should you be, skewing the results towards more omega-3 or, almost less saturated fat, etc. How you're metabolizing insulin and what could predispose you to insulin resistance. Also looking at things like how do you methylate, how do you detoxify, what is the status of your vitamin D receptor? And as we know, vitamin D is so key for so many functions in the body. What is your bone health potential? Are you prone to osteoporosis? And then fun little things like how do you metabolize caffeine? Can you digest genetically, at a genetic level, can you digest, or do you code for the enzyme for lactose? Should you limit your dairy intake?
Margie, you mentioned something very powerful, is that people have access to their own medical records. Why is that so key?
I think, Heidi and I have had that wonderful learning of sitting in the patient's chair. And because we've come through that cancer process and then moved beyond it, we felt that we lived the gap in healthcare. That place where after you have consulted with a practitioner or you've overcome a lifestyle-related chronic disease, because that's how we see cancer, and now you need to take the next steps. You need to make changes. You need to move away from a disease state to an optimal well state. And you don't know how to start. You don't know where to start. And so we've both felt that having access to our DNA information and our biochemistry enabled us to drive the process. So we own our medical data. We consult who we wish to consult. But every day we wake up, both Heidi and I, and we've got to make choices to keep this side of the spectrum away from a recurrence of our cancer. So we affectionately call nutrition, environment, and lifestyle null. And we always say these are the 3 big choices that we have to make throughout a day that's either going to turn on our disease potential or turn it off from our DNA up.
And because you have that information with you all the time, it's a reference guide.
Yours.
It's your personal health code that you can read all the time.
And I think that's why we decided in Joint Circles to be the first to allow people to order their tests online, get it delivered to the comfort of their home. They do the test. It's so simple. It's just a swab inside the cheek. And then they wait for their report, about 21 days. But what's really exciting is that people can go online and order it themselves. They don't need a doctor's permission. They can drive the health process.
Fantastic. And how do they find you?
They can go to our website, joincircles.com. And take it from there. And if they have any questions, they can just mail me or we can speak on the phone.
Okay, and so once they have the test and the results, do they sit with you or do you partner them with a practitioner that's in the area, or how does that work?
So I will contact someone when their results are ready. And we will sit together and I'll just take them through at quite a high level, but they can ask questions and I'll just show them their risk potential, etc. And then we will decide what kind of practitioner is best for them to see next and take it. But you will never just see one practitioner, as I'm sure you know. You You're an evolved patient. You want to take it to the dietitian who can read DNA, and you want to take it to the functional medicine doctor, possibly the sports,
nutrition therapist or physiotherapist or whatever.
And they all then work further with your DNA and start to hone a very personalised plan for you.
And we also have the practitioner circle.
Yes,
so these are doctors that we vetted or practitioners that we vetted because we know they understand how to read the DNA.
Yes, because that's important. They understand to read the DNA results and then also recommend supplementation accordingly, right? Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, just to our viewers, I've done a DNA test. What came out was oxidative stress and inflammation, and also that I can't eat, this is something that stands out for me, I can't eat char-grilled food because of the way it affects my estrogen metabolism. Now that is amazing because you really do make powerful, empowered decisions around your nutrition. Also that powerlifting and high intensity interval training is the type of training that's good for me. Now, isn't that amazing? You'll be able to choose an exercise and something that suits you. You'll be able to tailor your diet to something that suits you. And then if you are on medication, you'll know how it's being processed in your body and whether it's actually good for you. So I think we should shoot that at the whole process because it's just a big cotton bud. You rub it firmly inside your cheek. It's all in the privacy and safety of your own home. Someone comes and picks it up, and voila, you get your results afterwards.
Do you want to come work at Joint Circle?
But thank you for coming to share your story with us as well. It's so inspirational.
Thank you,
and for doing the work that you guys are doing.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you, Stacey.